There's more dark here. You need dark?
Hi, Craig. I need more dark motes.
Okay.
He even says now recording. That's cool.
Yes, he does. He always has.
He does. You know you're being recorded, and Craig knows, and everyone knows, and now Night Demon knows.
Hi,
There's
Night
your dark.
Demon. We're giving you trash to work with, buddy.
There's your dark. There's your dark. You good?
You expected a podcast, but it was me, Fuzko.
And we'd like to welcome you to All the Hunters, a show currently in progress.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've been doing a lot of the raids on my Titan.
Well, you know, Titans are good for raids. We've made the bubbles great once again. But welcome back this week to, I believe, we're at three hunters?
Four Titans.
Four hunters and a Titan. So really, the hunters have ganged up on the Titan because they need, the strength in numbers, even though Respawn still can't stay alive. But that's okay. Because this is a show where we discuss hunter tips.
I don't need to live. I need to be long enough to fire a golden gun. That's it.
So welcome to a show where we discuss golden gun tips, tricks, and tools to help all hunters succeed and enjoy playing more. What makes us different? Hunters. Piles of hunters. Insurmountable skull forts of hunters.
All of the hunters.
We are not streamers or YouTubers, and it shows. We just have a passion for Destiny and are dedicated to keep all hunters informed and up to date with the latest Destiny 2 news, information, and opinions. We encourage your questions and feedback. You can email the show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com or on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. Now on with the show and the rebrand.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think I'm accidentally on the wrong platform because on PC I don't blow myself up like this usually. It's the Xbox. I detonate myself all the time.
It sounds like you're detonating yourself and dying constantly now, though. So I don't know if that theory holds water.
For context to those who have not been with us the whole time, we are currently on the last encounter of the new Prophecy Dungeon, in which Respawn is just getting absolutely destroyed by the ads. Like in an unprecedented, like I've never seen this kind of way. Like it's not even like. It's like they're not shooting at myself or PeacePipez all that much. No. They kill Respawn, they shoot at his ghost until we respawn him, then they kill Respawn again.
And y'all think it's a joke. It's really not. There's 3 light over here.
I got the lights.
They know what they like.
Yeah, so whenever they respawn me, which they do often, I'm usually respawned in a bath of fire. There's no winning for me, man.
All right, get to the middle.
All right, middle.
All right, we beat the ogre. Oh yeah, he's got like 5% health left.
Yeah,
doesn't sound like you're beating him. Then sounds like he's just waiting for you to come back and die.
Boop,
laying in wait,
and boop. There it is. Game over.
Oops, he died.
Did he kill Respawn one last time for good measure?
No, he did not.
Not yet.
No, unless I kill my... You know what? Let me put away the mountaintop. There we go. Look, there's no way I can die now.
You're just destined to become frozen points, buddy. It's all about those frozen points.
It's got to be all about the frozen points.
I mean, really, you should learn... I don't even think there's a Titan in there among you, but you should learn you don't use explosives near the frozen clan. It just simply isn't done.
Yeah, we're all hunters, yeah.
Yeah, 3 hunters. See, there's not even a Titan there, but you don't use explosives. The frozen ability to blow each other up with explosives extends through all classes and all time and planets.
Hold on. I went up to go talk to the 9, and apparently that's out of bounds, and you die.
Yeah.
And there we go.
I hate this game and everyone in it.
Let's
go take it to the tower. And then we can start the cast pod.
I feel like you should include this intro.
This is not going to be included. There's too much cursing, and he doesn't want to bleep me out that much.
Oh, there's no way to know what he's going to include this week. Last week, I'm pretty sure he just let it roll, and that was about it. We'll see. That's the beauty of this when he's not here. You never know what you're going to get on the other side. Put the sausage into the meat factory, and then something else comes out the other end. Maybe sausage, maybe
every one of those was an innuendo.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're here for. This week in innuendos.
The week of innuendos. Let's get it. Damn it! I gotta stop saying that. I've watched way too much Rad Brad this weekend or this week.
I don't know
Now
what
it's
that
like stuck in
is.
my head. Rad Brad is a streamer that streams games that I don't feel like paying for, but I do enjoy watching, like the Ghost of Tsushima, the new one. Right? He just started playing that, and then before that, I watched The Last of Us 2, and before that, whatever. I watch him for a lot of games that just to have on in the background. And let's get it is like his catchphrase, dude. He says it all the damn time, and now it's stuck in my head.
I immediately and violently dislike this Bradley Radley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seems accurate.
Because of you.
It's okay. What is this? Ikelos. Moving target and disruption break. That.
Trash it.
Not a great
Junk
roll.
it. You don't need it.
I don't need that.
Faraday, do you know what the Ikelos sniper god roll is?
Are you asking me like facetiously? Is this a joke, or you actually think I know the god roll of the sniper?
There's a god roll for it. You have to have 4th times the charm. Period. They did the testing, and the numbers showed that if you do 4th times the charm, you're gonna get the highest boss DPS. And then the other thing was, I don't know what he put in the last column. It doesn't matter. The last column doesn't matter. You just need 4 times the charm.
All right. Currently, I've got one with extended barrel or small bore, appended or extended, 4th time, and high impact.
That's all you need, bro. And the fact that you have an extended mag, oof.
It's pretty nice. I've been enjoying it. So, Peroty, what's on our podcast agenda today?
I got one! Ha 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 ha! They exist. They really exist. Okay.
I don't know what he just said because his audio system cut him out halfway through, so it's still working as intended, which I love.
He screamed too loud and it bleeped himself. It was great.
Yeah, it's basically detecting him as noise, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like it's working out great.
No, I got excited because I just remember how this morning out of the 8 rolls that I got, they were all grenades talking to Fuzz.
No, I don't remember that. I wasn't there.
So,
no one was there. No one remembers that. Not even Fuzz. He wasn't there either.
Fuzz was there.
No.
Fuzz was 100% there.
He's lying to you.
Fuzz was super there.
So
this week we have there's a TWAB apparently they put out, and then they push the Beyond Light back. So that's a thing.
That's what they say.
And 19 Minutes says we should talk about how it gives us more time to do things now, which is sort of nice because now that they've uncapped all the raid stuff, it's like here now have all the time to do that.
Stand by. High impact reserves was the other thing you need. That's what the god roll is. It's 4th times the charm with god roll with Seraph rounds and high impact reserves. There you go, Fuzz.
So I need one. So I've got the high impact the 4th time, but I need the Seraph rounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Almost there. Keep trying.
Continue.
The rolls continue. But yes, they're pushing back the release. I saw that.
Yeah, so we're gonna have till November 10th now to play more Destiny Season of Arrivals, and they're gonna put the EAZs coming back. So that's a thing. In case you didn't enjoy hopping around buildings the first time, like Spider-Man, now you can do it again.
What I always wanted.
How do you feel about that, though? How do you feel about them holding it out? Personally, I like it. I'd rather them take the time and give us a polished, non-glitchy, enjoyable product than pushing something out just so the streamers have content, right?
Yeah, I'm happy they can take the time on it and not be, not have to go have Activision breathing down their necks going, well, this has to be out this date. We have advertising campaigns. We have shareholders and stock prices. We have to do this right now. Mm-hmm. So it's still going to be buggy in a different way, but I'm glad they're not rushing it just to hit an arbitrary date they came up with, months ago before the world ended. Because back in say January, September sounded like a thing. Like it was going to happen. We are going to be able to get together with people, have large groups together. And now it's like, you've got 600 people in the studio who can't be near each other. Not quite the same thing as what you thought when you started this whole process. So Respawn, before we get in too deep into this, I have to read our latest email from our buddy Shin Malfer.
Yeah.
Who says, Respawn, I understand you're enjoying your Titan friends' company, but to worship them and make a hymn about it is like throwing dirt in your.
It wasn't me, man. It wasn't me.
He says in parentheses, He'll probably have no idea what I'm talking about because he doesn't listen to his own podcast all the way
I
through.
did.
Nice goal,
I did
Respawn.
listen to it. Since you guys said that, no, actually, since Blue specifically said you really should listen to it every now and again, I have been. Okay, I have diligently been listening to the podcast, except for apparently the last 4 seconds of this last week, which apparently has a song I didn't know about.
There's more than 4 seconds.
Are you kidding me? You've sung several songs for this podcast at this point.
No, I know that. I know up to this point. But this week, I didn't know that there was another song.
It's the same song you've heard many times before, and even has its own music video to accompany it.
Oh, that one, the AZ,
yeah,
the Az music video.
Yeah. No. This is the original. This is the OG music video of us dancing on the Dreaming City. The OG original music video, and I say music video because it's version this week. Because every time he puts that in, I pull that clip out because it's perfectly synced, and I will never be able to pull it off again. And Shidmel first says, by the way, Respawn, I live in the South too. Hell-like temperatures, Mississippi, in fact.
Oof. I know how you feel, dude. Ooh, it's rough. It's rough, buddy. These other guys, they don't know what it's like. They don't know. They think they know what it's like. They're like, you have no idea what our summers can get like. No, that's our winter, okay? Your worst summer is our Christmas Day. It's rough, man. It's rough.
So is this where I tell him that Fuzko also spent a lot of time living in Florida, or do we just gloss over that and pretend like that never happened?
Fuzz doesn't count. He's not really... I don't know how to say this politely. He just doesn't count. Let's leave it there.
Aw, someone's jealous.
Only a little. And you can't prove it, so shut up. Did you do movie?
That's why I just had to get Respawn's fan mail out of the way first, because I didn't want to miss the opportunity. Because it brings me joy that people also know Respawn never listens to the show and doesn't know about the songs. It's possibly my favorite part of doing this.
I do listen to it now, though. I promise I do.
All the way to the end, my friend. The most important parts are basically after the closing music plays. That's where actually all the good content is. The first 3 hours before that, not really necessary. Just read the 12 and you got that.
So basically, like they do back when our parents were growing up with the records, I just got to start playing it from the end to the beginning, right? In reverse order? Okay.
When that side B of that tape is much shorter than side A, there's some hidden tracks in there somewhere. Right. And they want CDs and give you 99 tracks. Like, oh yeah, you good hiding that, guys. No, doesn't work. Sorry. Mm-mm.
Yep. What you doing, Elijah? Oh my God, that sucks. Okay, I found out what the problem was. Baby just helped me find out that my microphone has a knob on it, and that knob has a volume, and he just cranked it up. Now you guys are blowing out my freaking eardrums. Hold on. Fuzko, you go back down to 100. There we go.
Welcome back.
I'm so glad that we found that your problem was user error again.
Error is such a strong word, man. I don't like it. I disagree with it.
Them's the facts.
But can you use a Ziploc bag and a chair competently? Because if so, you may have a bright future.
What's a Ziploc bag?
I mean,
I built my chair last night. Thank you, sir. And
right. I forgot you got your fancy chair now. So yeah, see, Fuzko, he's qualified. He can use a chair and a Ziploc bag. He even can build a chair. That's next level science there.
Let's do this.
Oh, I mean, I think that makes him qualified to work in most fields at this point.
Right? CDC, let's go. Damn it!
Did you blow yourself up at the mountaintop again?
No, I turned off the game so I can focus. No, let's go and let's get it are his things, and they're like seared into my brain. Stop! We're not going anywhere. We're not getting anything. We're having a podcast. Leave me alone, Rad Brad.
Stop trying to steal the man's catchphrase.
You might copyright strike. I'm not going to. I've just listened to him so much with all the driving and the airplanes and all this other stuff. It's like he's in my head, man. He's taking up real estate. He's got freaking beachfront property,
He does. He really does. All right.
This is circus music in Respawn's head.
The fact that I knew that so fast is a little scary.
Yeah, that's what it's there for.
I just love the laughing in the background. It's just too perfect.
With the baby?
No, Peace. Just cackling in the background.
Oh, all right.
It's
Everyone needs a laugh track.
yeah, that's what I'm here for. Laugh track.
All right, so where were we? Something about them pushing back the release of some sort of expansion in the darkness and taking away my raids.
Yeah. So
They're not taking away your raids. What's the point of that?
Taking away my raids.
yeah,
Taking away all the raids except
Yeah.
for 2.
raids are so last year. Raids are gone. So yeah. So how do you guys feel about all your raids going away and half our planets going away, and the entire Destiny world of upheaval, and them being like, this is games are hard. This is a lot of stuff. We're just gonna get rid of it and take it away, and then problem solved.
But that all depends on whether or not you have all your exotics from them, right? You have all your exotics. Who cares? Go away. Goodbye. Right?
As long as they introduce more raids than they're taking away, I'll be okay with it. But if they're gonna cut it down to only 3 instead of all the ones we have, that's gonna be kind of boring.
Well, we're only
adding more raids.
We're only going to be left with Garden and Last Wish, if I recall correctly. Then we're supposed to be getting a new one.
They're bringing
getting
in
a new
one. Yeah.
And then Vault of Glass.
Man, that Vault of Glass, though, I don't know.
See, Vault of Glass was my first D1 raid, and that has like a shining place in my heart.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm disagreeing with the fact that Destiny is actually going to bring it back in a timely manner, or in a way that makes it as good as what we remember. That's what I'm saying.
Well, my fear is it won't be as good as I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
How many champions would you like in it?
None.
I'm afraid they're going to stock it full of champions, and that's the one mechanic I don't enjoy.
Here's a better question: who does enjoy it?
Right, like I'd much rather do something where it says like you have to go in with a certain weapon archetype or something for some make up a story reason, whatever. Vex technology, woo, give me some reason to do it. Like you must go in with these things, but not like, oh, here's the 2 random guns you can use this season that has this, or try lobbing grenades. Really, it's just get a sword and a grenade, and you can take care of most of it at this point. It just don't limit my loadout if you want me to do this harder content, because I may not have the one gun that I need to do this, or the one type of gun that I can slap this mod in. It just, I don't know. I find it really irritating. I don't like it about the Nightfalls either. It's like, yeah, they're here, they're irritating. It's just dumb. Like it's find a better way to challenge us than stupid champions.
See, I think they were onto something with like Arena's Vow and the Divinity, and even like the Leviathan's Breath there, because they all have that additional, like Arena's Vow punches the barriers, Divinity does the overloads, Leviathan's Breath does the unstoppables. Like that was really cool. It added like a way to work in exotics, but it's only those 3.
Right. Yeah, and the rest of your exotics are useless.
Yeah. Like if they had
can't use them.
If they had, added a role to a lot more exotics, or just a handful more to make it feel like, oh good, I'm stuck using bows and auto rifles again.
Or just put in those mod sockets for the exotics, then you're right. They did good adding those extra perks to those specific weapons, but they do even better to just give us a mod slot to accommodate these different perks that come through the seasons.
I thought it was really cool, like in terms of flavor to the weapons, right?
Yeah.
And if they had like continued on that trend and made more exotics unique or useful in that sort of way while keeping up with the flavor text, it could have added a really neat dynamic to which exotics you chose and why. Then, oh look, I'm running a sword again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, or even just expanding that out to say, okay, well, if you're gonna make hand cannon do anti-barrier, expand it out to the rest of my exotic hand cannons. God knows there's enough of them. Give me a reason to pull some of them back out of the vault again that have been sitting there the whole time.
Or just make make it a passive thing, like what you're saying right now, Peroty. Instead of having a slot like what I suggested, just make it passive. Hey, all hand cannons can do this or this. It's now a passive trait. You can do that with
right.
If more of the mods were like the pulse rifle ones, I think that.
Oh, that's a good point. I completely forgot about that. That sounds like a child.
It is a child.
Destiny is not a child-safe place.
He disagrees.
Sounds exactly like Respawn to me. I hear no difference.
Oh,
I just
keep
hear
the gloves above the waist, pal.
I just hear whining and moaning in the background. I mean, it just seems different.
He's not whining.
But no,
he's
Peace. That's
bouncing on his
a
toy.
really good point. I forgot about the pulse rifle mod.
Yeah,
Is that an arm slot?
Yeah. Let you be able to use Outbreak to I forget what it is, Unstoppable, I think.
yeah.
Wouldn't that also work with Graviton Lance?
Yeah.
I believe
Any-
that's
any pulse rifle.
and Juju.
Yeah, it should work with any pulse rifle. So yeah, and that's something I had forgotten about, and thank you, Blue our silent chat participant in this episode for reminding me and reminding us. Yeah, I'd forgotten they even had the pulse rifle mod because I remembered it early in the season, and I haven't played enough this season to have half the stuff unlocked. It's like, oh yeah, that's a thing you could do. So it's instead of saying any pulse rifle can now be unstoppable, here's a mod for your armor slot. That even, if they expand that out, would be a way to go. Instead of putting them on the guns of the season, slap them into armor slots and say, okay, you have to use bows and auto rifles, to use Fuzko's example, but at least it can be any bow or any auto rifle, not just the ones you get in the season that may have just 15 terrible rolls over and over and over again.
Or like if you're running stuff with blueberries, there's definitely issues with people not bringing mods and stuff. Maybe make them for kinetic, energy, and then heavy. Have them each do their own thing.
Yeah, that'd be great. Because you can't do any of this champion-based activity with blueberries. I learned that from trying to do those past season seals and stuff, trying to get through all these nightfalls and things. It's like, no, there's no way. You need at least one other person with you, preferably a full fire team, because you just can't coordinate with it.
I don't think you're grasping the weight of the words that you just said, right? If they had that mod for like the auto rifles, right? Because they said that the auto rifle traits work for not the linear fusions, the trace rifles, right? So you have an auto rifle with shield barrier like we have right now, but you can put it on a piece of armor which turns, ruinous effigy into a shield breaking monster. It's
Hey,
just
well, how about this? If it would do that, why not use Divinity, knock out Overload and Anti-Shield or Anti-Barrier?
Oh my god, you're right.
Plus the damage debuff.
Oh, that's why they don't do it. Right there. Right there. We've just told Bungie why they're never going to do that.
Problem suggested and bug fixed in the same conversation. Well done.
Damn it!
No way to balance this out. Turns out, maybe once they take half the weapons away, then they can do it. Right. Although our exotics aren't going away, so. I have been impressed with their exotic design these last couple ones, though. The new stuff they've been bringing out, it's not like, oh, another hand cannon, hooray!
Yeah. No, that ruinous effigy. I'm sorry. I know I keep sweating its, man parts or whatever, but it's such a fun gun. I don't know. Good might be overstating it, right? But it is so fun. I can't even be. Even the movie of the week is, if you've seen it or not, is about the ruinous effigy, and it's got the "Come On and Slam, Welcome to the Jam" song. All right, Elijah, thank you. Goodness.
It should tell you how good it is, because Respawn not only has watched, he has now referenced a movie of the week, which I think this is the first time in like 78 episodes that's happened. So that's how good it is.
Look, I'm trying to be more than just the pretty face, okay? I'm trying to contribute slowly but surely. But yes, no, it is funny. If you haven't seen it, it's funny. But being that I am an anime geek, the runner-up I think is way better. It's all about anime scenes put into Destiny. It's hard to describe. You'll have to watch it. But yeah, definitely good. Sir, can I help you?
I think you'd like to speak to your manager.
He would. Yeah.
As soon as we figure out who that is.
I can honestly say I've never watched a video of the week.
Really?
Yep.
At all? Like
Nope.
ever?
Never.
How interesting.
Are they worth watching?
These are. These 2 weeks, these two this week, yeah.
Sometimes they're fun. Sometimes it's just montages of things, and that's just YouTube anyway.
What was it? A couple months back, they did a really good one. It was what's the name of that band where they bust into a wedding and
Absolutely no idea.
Not a clue what you're talking about.
While you riddle that one out, so what do you guys think? Since we have raiders here this week, what do you guys think about the raid ring? Is that something you care about? Want to buy? Want to put around your neck like dog tags, like Respawn does?
If they gave it to me for free, I would use it. I think it's like $70 or something, isn't it?
130, 125.
What?
I'm good.
I hadn't even looked because I will not have it. And yeah, someone said it was really cool, but I wish it were, actually a reward.
I have to buy it because not only am I going to wear it like a wedding ring, I'm going to let Luna know how much it cost.
I honestly think it's a really neat thing, but I don't know that I'm going to drop $130 on a ring that I'm going to use as a display.
Yeah. Maybe if it were a big giant plaque you could put on your wall with that sweet skull and the sword through it logo or something. I don't know.
Dude, I love the raid logo. It's awesome.
Yeah, the logo is great. I wish they would put that on more things. I think there was a shirt that had the you've all wiped icon on it, but I'd love to see them do more with it. It's one of the few logos in this game I actually enjoy. The rest of them, not so much.
I'd put that on a shirt. I'd put that on a polo. I enjoy it.
More things should be on polos. Always.
I mean, I could wear it to work, look business professional, and then hey, people who know.
Mm-hmm.
And people who don't know don't need to know. Let's go.
Thank you, Bad Brad Respawn.
You are stuck on that.
What, did I do it again? No.
You
Night
did.
Demon, please just put a little counter or a little ding, a little sound every time he says
counter.
that. Because it would be amazing. I guess you can't really do a counter for the audio. No guarantees on the video version, though. But
No guarantees on the video.
I have a comment though. As a raider who's done all of the raid layers,
You've done raids?
occasionally. I know I've been known to do one or two every now and then.
oh,
Nice.
So I hear.
But I get why they're removing the raids. Nobody does them anymore. They never gave us a reason to keep doing the old raids outside of the exotics. Nobody ran Leviathan. Once you got the armor set and you got your Acreus, there was no reason to run Leviathan. The armor wasn't worth anything. The mods weren't worth anything. Hell, the gear didn't even drop with the 4th perk slot. And all right, so they're fun to do on occasion when you're not glitched to hell.
Right? I told them about that last week. In last week's podcast, how we went to do Leviathan Prestige, and the walls glitched more than we've ever seen ever.
I've never had the walls fail to spawn that many times in ever.
Yeah,
it's five times in one run that we'd had the wall glitch just not pop up.
Mm-hmm. It was
good.
insane. It was insane.
So I would love to see them replaced with less buggy raids, or something that is relevant content wise. And if they're gonna keep adding in new raids, maybe do a weekly rotator on which raid drops pinnacle gear, just so they're still useful somewhat.
All right, there's a lot of people in this party right now. So, does anybody remember a raid that did not have bugs in it?
Well, no, because it's a video game. They're all going to have bugs.
No, notice I said less buggy.
I did notice that. That's what sparked the question. Has there been a raid in Destiny 1 or 2 that we can think of that didn't have bugs in it that were potentially you can't win with these bugs? It's not like, we got a bug where we can kill the boss super fast. No, just bugs that just ruin the game in some cases. Whatever, man. I can't think of any non-bugged raid in the history of this game.
Oh, my memory is garbage. I don't remember anything specifically being like you can't finish this raid because it's so buggy, but definitely parts of encounters just not working, or you I remember in Vogt and Crota both going through parts of it being like, okay, we did this thing, this should happen now, and it just doesn't. And then you wipe it, you try it again, and sometimes you're like, did I do it wrong, or is the thing just buggy? I mean, it's, yeah, it wouldn't be Destiny Rage if there aren't bugs in them, unfortunately.
The fact that we have to say that hurts my soul so much.
Well, hopefully they'll, yeah, but I agree with what Fuzko was saying. Like, like I remember in D1 they had the raid challenges and whatnot, which I guess gave you sort of some reason to replay them a little bit, but yeah, even then I don't remember it being so much for the gear, except for you were trying to chase drops, trying to chase that one weapon that just would not drop for you or whatever.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if there was some additional reason to go and play these again.
That's the only, like, you've got all this content that could be usable, that would be worthwhile to keep in rotation, but they just kind of let stagnate. In my mind, it's an inefficient use of their resources.
Yeah, and hopefully that's sort of my hope with this content vault is as they take things out, that there's a group of people somewhere working. Okay, now that we've taken it out and can break it down and fix it and whatever, and not have to worry about it being in the game. That they do that they really pull them apart and go through their big pile of bugs and fix those, and polish things that need to be polished and fix things, and add some improvements and bring those raids into the game as it is, because that's year one content, and now here we are 3 years later. It's like a lot has happened since then. Bring some of that into Leviathan and bring Leviathan into the present.
I mean,
I'm hoping that's what's going to happen.
If they just fix all the bugs in Leviathan and give us back a refurbished Leviathan instead of a new raid, would you be happy with that?
Would it be the same gear or new gear?
I'm just assuming it would probably just be like what they did with the dungeon, where it's the same gear, just has something in parentheses to differentiate it.
I'd say I'd replay it, because then I would guess that the weapons would be upgraded with random rolls at that point. So yeah, I'd say I would.
I mean, in lieu of a new raid, though?
Yeah. In lieu of? No. I don't want in lieu of. In addition to, yeah, but not in lieu of.
It just seems like their track record is take something away, refurbish it, and then release it instead of something.
Or give it to us before, nerf it before, create new game, give it back to us pre-nerf, and then nerf it again.
Like, that's kind of my worry, is they're taking away all of this so that they have something to give us later instead of something new.
Yeah, that's my worry. I hope if they're doing, I hope if they take them away to bring them back, that they bring them back alongside something else. Yeah, like you're getting Leviathan back, but you're also getting this new raid as well. You're getting this back, but you're also getting that. You're getting Leviathan back, but we've built in, a couple of new raid layers in that, in that same, Leviathan world. Here's some new things we built into that sort of lore, that story. Like there's something new about it, not just here's the same content over again. But I think it would also just be nice if you have it back and it's just not buggy. If they could bring it back and just completely bug free, which, you don't really know until you bring it back to people and let, thousands of gamers hack at it. I don't know. I come from a place of I did a ton of no rating in D2 just because of time and life and everything else. So you guys definitely speak from a position of more, what rating in D2 looks like versus rating in D1.
There's no such thing. Hold on, guys.
Well, I mean, I've done a lot more rating in D2 than I did do in T1, but it's more of when I got into the game than anything. But I would really like to see, I don't know, something more mechanically different.
And put a ball in a hole or stand on a plate.
Yeah.
Oh, but Bungie loves their things. They love their here's a mechanic we're going to bring you, like kill a guy, pick up triangles, and put them in a box.
I mean, adding more health to the boss is not a mechanic. That's
right. Just like stomping you away isn't a mechanic to counter the fact that swords are the only viable strat at this point.
Well, didn't they nerf snipers because they said staying away was too powerful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you have Then you have the stomp mechanic, so you can't get close to utilize your shotguns, your fusion rifles, and your swords.
Yeah, it's almost like Bungie does this in PvP and PvE both. It's whatever the dominant strat is, they just say, okay, we're just going to counter this. Everyone's doing this, so we're just going to completely flip.
But they never go back. They just keep countering it, right?
Right, yeah, and never like redo the mechanics so you can do something else. It's just okay. Can't get far away. Can't get close. Can't get far away. Can't get close. Okay, now you're down to what?
It's even worse than that, though. It's not even about changing the mechanics. It's about going back to weapons that worked before, right? Like what he's saying. We were using swords, so they came up with the stomp mechanic. Okay, so we swapped to snipers. Snipers get nerfed. Damn. Now we have the freaking the pulse rifle, the outbreak, right? Outbreak gets nerfed. Whatever works on a boss, they nerf it every time. They don't give you other weapons that work better unless it's accidentally, right? They just take away the things that do work, and it's lunacy, man. We're trying to enjoy your game, but everything that makes your game enjoyable, you take away.
Yeah, it's the same thing on the PvP side. Whichever gun or guns become dominant, or whatever subtype becomes dominant, that's what's going to get the pass.
Well, Blue,
and try to chase balance.
Blue just brought up a good point. At least they're not nerfing stuff in every patch.
Yeah. Blue's saying Bungie is in a constant chase for balance.
And he just said that effigy bubble disables their stomp mechanic.
Ooh.
Can either of you podcasters comment on this?
Well,
not the one who doesn't have it yet.
I've been stomped as I was approaching him with the bubble, but once you're on him, I think he's right. I don't remember getting stomped once I'm actually on him with the bubble.
Because if that's the case, that's a game changer, Blue.
For now.
Until we find out that was a bug and it wasn't intended.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, for now.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you would do. Is you'd use the effigy, you'd grab the orb, you'd bubble him, you'd use the oppressive darkness, and guillotine him to death.
Yeah, Blue says best part of effigy: bubble, nade, sword, dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so okay.
For sure.
So don't tell any of the streamers. If they haven't figured it out yet, we don't tell them. Definitely don't tell any podcast listeners. No one knows this. Mm-hmm. Don't talk about the ruinous effigy and the stomp mechanic. First rule of Destiny.
Actually, where can I go find a good mob that just stomps? I'm gonna go try this right now.
Hey, Cheese.
Jump onto some reckoning and go to that bridge and.
Yeah. But no, like I was saying, this time, Cheese, keep it to yourself so Bungie doesn't nerf it. Tell your friends, tell your family, but don't put it on YouTube. All right.
Tell your Discord channel, just not YouTube. Bungie doesn't know about Discord. Shh.
I mean, that would have required Bungie thinking gamers needed to communicate in some way.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and with raids, who'd have thought that was a requirement, right?
No, that's simply not a thing.
It's really not. Should be, but it isn't. Coffee at 10:30 in the morning.
19% enjoy editing this one. Enjoy, buddy. All the parts are here. You have to put them together like a puzzle. You need to put this part into a basket somewhere. Here's a triangle. You need to put that over here.
He doesn't edit it. What he does is inside the comment section, he just puts, okay, part 1 is at this time, part 2 is at this time, part 3 you got to go back a little bit to this time, part 4 is way at the end, and part 5 is the beginning.
Choose your own adventure podcasting, audio adventure.
Right? I forgot about those things, man. The Choose Your Adventure, not the Choose Your Adventure podcast.
Yeah, because we just made it. You couldn't forget about it. We just created it just now, moments ago.
I know that, but I was, you know what? Shut up.
So he'll yell at me if we don't at least mention that next week in Destiny, Moments of Triumph continue. Lots of continuing. Complete them to earn rewards. You're going to need to free Sadia and help Mara in the Nightfall Ordeal of the Corrupted, and Scorch and Lockdown enter the Crucible. So I know you guys are super excited about Scorched and Lockdown. Yeah.
Which one is Lockdown again?
It's the one where you lock things down.
It's the game mode that nobody plays.
Mm-hmm. I want to say I know what it is, but now I'm drawing a blank. I think it's the one. I think it's the one where.
Thank you. I'm not the only one that doesn't know.
It's. I think it's
Yeah,
it's the plant the bomb game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's either the plant the bomb game or it's the control like one where if you get all three zones, you just win. It's one of those two. One's lockdown and one's something else. And now I'm break. I think one's breakthrough and one's lockdown. And I've played both, but no one knows what they are. So game modes that no one cares about.
I mean, I don't play Crucible unless someone's twisting my arm. I refuse.
Right. Yeah, and we're gonna have all sorts of time to do
moments of triumph. Zones, so I think Peroty might be right.
Yeah, I think it's the control one because I played a little bit of it because they wanted me to do something Crucible for something, and I was like, well, let me try this.
Again by capping all three. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, this is no Crucible without skill matchmaking. You're not wrong. After Iron Banner, I haven't really set foot in the Crucible or anything else lately. But it's definitely a mess.
Connection-based matchmaking is the greatest thing ever, says YouTubers. We don't have anybody to play against because everybody stopped playing Crucible, says YouTubers.
Yeah. So how many bugs do we think are going to be in Festival of the Lost that's going to run October 6th to November 3rd now in the season of Arrivals? Not whatever season they were going to put it into, but in season of Arrivals now.
At least 7.
How many is going to benefit us, and how many is going to be a detriment?
Blue agrees with me. At least 7.
Mm-hmm. Bungie's favorite number, so it should be.
Unless you go 77 or 777.
And yes, blue seconds the no Crucible without skill-based matchmaking.
Exactly,
because it's dumber than usual.
I had a guy that had 90 flawless tickets in one of my games yesterday.
Yeah,
You did a what?
There's no reason we should be seeing these people.
A person on the other team had 90 flawless tickets, and they dominated the entire lobby. I think he ended up with 45 kills at the end of it.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Because that's balanced, right, Bungie? Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like what we said last week. You get one of those people in a lobby of 12, and whoever's on that person's team wins. Period. The end. There's nothing you can do about that.
I mean, yes, I am complaining because I'm also the same guy that says get good or don't play, and I stand by that. You know, this is how it is now. If you're not good enough to play, then don't play. But I host a podcast, so I'm going to complain about it. Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, on that vein, conveniently, I don't play Crucible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that line's been drawn very clearly. People are saying, yeah, I'm just not going to play it. Problem solved. And then we'll be back to YouTubers making videos of, oh, no one's in PvP. The community's dead. I go, yeah, because you killed it. You took the raid ring, you took the little sword, you stabbed it right through people's eyes and said, no, come on. You have another eye. Come back. It'll be fun.
What I wouldn't give to fight again beyond the walls. I would tear out a Vex heart with my teeth. I would sear the Cabal with my burning light, challenge the fallen Kells to personal combat and scatter them. I've been watching too many Crucible matches.
That's true. We've kind of gotten off topic here from Destiny into murdering Respawn, which I know a lot of y'all's favorite topic here, but this is a Destiny 2 podcast.
It is sort of a subtext that goes through each of the weeks, sort of like this week at Bungie for the 16th of July 2020, which we've kind of been talking about to death in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
Because our seasons are extended. Solstice of Heroes armor that you get to grind a bunch of things to unlock just so it's useless the next season. Are you guys excited to have busted looking armor that might have glows through it if you care enough?
Probably going to be a pass on this one like I did the last Halloween. It's just not interesting to me.
And I still stick by what I said last week. I think the image is cool with the light cracking through the armor, but I mean, all the crap they made us do last season to get that armor, no. Unless they've made it like easy enough for us to do passively, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah, even with the extra time, I'm there with you. I did it the first go around.
I think the last one I did enough to get the Braytech werewolf, and then after that I was like, pfft.
Yep.
And the werewolf was a good gun at the time. Yeah, that was nice.
Yep. Yeah, I just deleted 2 of those the other day.
But bringing up what Blue Screen said last week, we all know who is going to get all 3 sets, all max level 3s, don't we?
Absolutely, Mr. Completionist, Houndish himself. He will have
Yes.
all 3 sets and all 3 flavors, and any variety you can have, he's going to have them, and then continue not to have any vault space.
Exactly.
Which I keep telling him, we have a man who can help him with all of these problems, because Pan's
And
vault.
he's here with us right now, actually.
Well, yeah, just one of them. But yeah, but Pan's vault cleaning service will take care of all your vault woes. Panoramix 18's vault cleaning services. Has your ghost got too much junk in its trunk? Does your alt hunter have 8 Titan helmets in her inventory? Did you donate more Fractaline than would be considered healthy by 9 out of 10 Cryptarchs? Then call Pan's Inventory Cleaning Service. For a nominal fee, he'll clean out that vault faster than a D1 beta veteran would a loot cave. And it really, really works.
I'm actually contracting Pan's vault service next weekend. He's going to come clear out my vault for me.
Oh,
Is
are
he
you
really?
now? So what is your vault ad, or what is your vault ad? Good words, yes. What does your vault look like? Are you also sitting at the edge of running out of space, or is yours?
I think I just passed 400.
Okay, yeah. So where do you land? I know Respawn likes to complain about his armor. I wear one armor set forever. Night Demon has all the armor sets in the entire world.
Right.
Where do you sit on the? What do you keep? What do you have? Do you have a loadout for everything, or do you just have, enough of what you need? Where do you fall on the spectrum? I guess is my question.
What takes up your vault space? I think is what he's getting at.
Oh, so I generally try and keep one of each god roll weapon that might be useful, one of each exotic, and I try to keep 1 set of armor from every season, because I usually use the raid mods for that raid.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
it is too many weapons, Blue. That's why I'm contracting out Pan's vault service, because he's going to destroy everything that I'm not going to use because I can't bring myself to do it.
What you could do, and this actually helped me clean out about 32 slots, right? Is it's actually thanks to Peroty. He introduced me to it. It's the D2 checklist, I think it's called, right?
Mm-hmm. Which I can only credit Blue Screen with. Yeah, d2checklist.com.
Yeah, and it's super helpful for helping you decide what weapons to keep and what weapons to trash, And you just look at there, and not only that, but like at a glance, you see that, holy crap, I've really got 18 of that auto rifle? Are you kidding me? And then just shift through, delete, and, it helps.
That's another Destiny critique right there. The fact that I have to go to third-party apps and websites to actually sort my gear.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
We're coming up on what, year 4 now, and I still can't reasonably sort my gear in game.
Right. It's a looter shooter, but we don't want you to see the loot that you've shot for. Yeah, that's the biggest thing I use the D2 checklist for, because I really like to get a gun and go, I should look at that later and put it in the vault. So yeah, then I have 8 of them. And yeah. D2 checklist will let you bring up all 8 side by side, so you can compare the perks without having to click in the one, out of one, in the one, out of one. So you can actually see, okay, here's the good one. You can load up the big giant god roll list people have made and say, okay, this is a PvE or a PvP god roll, or this is just trash. Let me get rid of it, which is most of what mine end up being is, if you're crouching and laying on your back and thinking about going to outer space while firing this weapon, it'll give you double damage. No, I don't want that. It's not helpful. Firmly planted and air assault? Perfect. Nailed it.
There's no way both of those fall on the same weapon.
Probably not, but I don't think enough of this firmly planted nonsense.
I want that gun now.
Does it go both in the air and on the ground?
Yep. Yeah, Blue's saying he has to use DIM and the D2 checklist to have any sort of semblance of gear.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, there's such an ecosystem of Destiny apps and websites and things. Like, you basically have to play Destiny. Now I know why you guys play on PC, so you can alt tab over into DIM or D2 checklist while you're playing, and not
you have to
screen.
No, freaking Fuzko doesn't know this because he exclusively plays for PC. But whenever people ask me to come to Xbox and I've been playing PC, it is, God, hurting my feelings isn't even a strong enough word. Soul crushing might not even be strong enough. But whenever I open my menu to swap a weapon, and I've died 3 times while waiting for the screen to load, it's insane, man.
Blue sitting here saying he has to play when he plays on Xbox. He's got an open laptop next to him for his gear.
Yep.
You would have to do that, honestly speaking, or your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Something
iPad,
else.
there's some sort of second screen because there's no good way to do it otherwise. You can't what this game is.
You still have to open the inventory. That's the thing. You still have to open your inventory to swap to the weapons that you've loaded over. Because if you're logged into that character, Dim will not swap whatever you've loaded in for what you're using.
I believe Ishtar Commander will.
Yeah.
Oh, will it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have Ishtar Commander on the phone, and that will do it. So, you can move it to, and then you have to force update it so it actually sees the most recent version of what you have. But yeah, it'll just.
And that's another thing about both of these, both the Dim and the freaking the Ishtar Commander, right? It should update itself. You shouldn't have to force update it. Hey, I've moved this weapon over. Now you have this weapon here.
It does. It does on it does on its own time frame. But if I just moved it over a second ago, I don't want to wait the couple of seconds or a minute for it to update itself. Whenever it refreshes, I want it to force it now. It will do it on its own. You just have to kick it if you want to go quicker. That's all.
Dim won't. I've logged into Dim and I'm like, wow, I put that gun in the vault like an hour ago, and it'll still show that it's on my person or whatever. Right? It should.
Ishtar Commander is really good about that.
Really? Maybe I should start using that instead of Dim.
Blue's saying they can't ping the game that constantly, otherwise they'd probably take it as a DDoS.
Yeah,
a DDoS attack is like a whole bunch at the same time. You could do it once every 10 seconds or once every 30 seconds.
Right. Well, it's probably whatever the API limits are to the game because they all use. Thank God the game has an API. But it's probably how many users of those hitting that same API. There's some limit of you can only make so many API calls per second. And with however many million people play this game, and as we've discussed, everyone has to use these apps. There's some limit of just how many times they can update. It's never going to be instantaneous for everyone. Or I do concede the point, but it still upsets me that's even a thing, right? They won't let you do this because it might be considered a DDoS attack, but yet you go into Crucible on PC and you have people literally flying in the air and clipping through walls and constant resurrecting, right? You don't play PvP.
But this is the problem. The DDoS here is the problem. Which, by the way, you still get DDoS all the time.
That's a technical limit. That's a limitation of the technology. That has nothing to do with Bungie or video games. That's just technology. Period. Full stop. And I know
I've played other games that have like what's it called? The bug splat. It's a security measure that they use to detect hacking. And I've played other games that have that. And there's far less cheating on those games than there is in Destiny 2.
Well, right, yeah, but that's a whole different conversation than your apps updating with your armor sets and your weapons.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I got
apples and PCs.
I see what you did there, and I like it.
I mean, it's kind of why Trials of Osiris is dead.
Mm-hmm. I keep saying when they bring the summoner back on that like 3-win thing, because you can now get the 3-win reward from just doing bounties, getting a team together and suffering through for that. But that's the only reason I'd set foot into it, and not because I think I'm going to do well, just because I figure I can hit my head against the wall enough for a reward. Well, hell, that's what Destiny is, hitting your head for a reward.
I'm going to love with you. I don't need those guns that badly.
I want the summoner.
I do have a special summoner. Yeah, I have a special relationship with auto rifles, and I like that one. I had the one in from Destiny 1 again when they finally made trials where you could just go in and do bounties, not go in and go flawless. I can't remember what that auto rifle's name was, but I had that one and it was good. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Besides, I'm going to have this empty vault here soon when I go and delete all these guns, so I'm going to have new things to put in there instead.
Yes. You want Trials auto rifle?
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. With all the sun setting, I might as well just go delete everything.
Yeah, I've and that's one thing. The dim now has a season of arrivals thing where you can say anything that Sunset season of arrivals, mark that. So I've marked all that in dim. I just have to go load into Destiny because of course you can't delete outside the game. So I'm going to load all those guns onto, say, I don't know, my hunter that is still at 900 something light level, and load him into the game. Just throw weapons onto him and just go delete, and then go into the vault. Anything that's not locked gets deleted. And then I'll have a nice fresh vault to start the new content with.
Blue just asked if aimbot hacks are still a thing on PC, and yes, they very much are still a thing.
Yeah. Mostly because you can toggle them on and off really quickly. Like, let's say you see a guy that keeps kicking your butt in a 1v1, right? You toggle on the aimbot for that specific fight, and you toggle it right back off again, right? And play the game as normal.
Oh yeah,
it's really hard for them to do that.
Yeah, I think they said it was someone's video I was watching last week too that sort of confirmed this. Like the big people glitching all over the place, largely not totally, largely had gone away. Like all the clips you were seeing of just like the million infinite respawns and the hat and the jumping around and like just the like multiple copies of the Guardian because they were spawning or moving so fast. Some of those have been fixed a little bit, but yeah, the aimbotting, anything you can toggle on isn't. And I remember them saying, like Fuzko and Respawn have said, you can play a couple rounds, and if you're doing well, then turn your aimbot on. Or if you are on that 4-4 and you're on the final round, flip the aimbot on, get the win, flip the aimbot back off again. That's much harder to detect because it's there's no servers. We're not picking a server that we can do anything about it. It's all peer to peer.
But on the bright side, that does put everybody on the same level as Titans with their one-eyed mask. So that's a plus, right?
I don't know. It gave me a one-eyed mask this week that I
pre-nerf one-eyed mask. Let me be specific.
Weapon exists.
Pre-nerf one-eyed mask
armor. Yeah, I keep forgetting that thing exists. It gave me that, and I got a Severance whatever chest piece too. I'm going, Bungie, these aren't things. You might as well give me Aeon safes. It's just the same thing. I'm not going to use it. It's not a thing.
So you're begging for Aeon safes? You got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, more Aeon safes. Just give me all of those, and then glitch them so that it works with Telesto in a certain way, and that's all I want. All right. So yeah, now that we've gone completely off the rails, I didn't even enjoy editing this one, buddy.
This is right on the rails. No, this is in line. We're doing fine.
Because we're still seeing cheating in Bungie. We're losing content.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Are you excited about your increased Valor, Infamy, and Redacted, and more Iron Banners because of the extension of the season?
I'm super excited about the increased Redacted. Let's get. I didn't say it.
Close enough. Just because you made the self-realization doesn't mean you win.
It does mean I win. I caught myself. That's exactly what it means.
Bad Respawn, no cookie.
I'm sorry. I wanted the cookie. It's all your fault.
Yeah, so it sounds like we've been talking about being conquerors this whole time. Are you guys interested at all? And this is where sadly we have poor Blue only in text version this week. The Grandmaster Nightfall's coming back on Tuesday, the 21st.
So a couple of us on Fr0zen's PC side are actually working on a couple of catalysts and our light levels so we can go for the Conqueror title this season.
Nice. So Blue, go buy PC. And yeah, and Bungie wants to remind everybody, they put in the update 2.9.0 a couple weeks back. It's actually going to be a little bit more valuable to go grind some of these things because they increased the material drops for the Grandmaster Nightfall difficulty.
By what, 5%?
Something stupid.
Something like that. Of course, they don't have it here. That would be too easy.
No. Speaking of Nightfall, since we're on this, hold on. This morning, before the podcast started, me, Fuzz, and Sammy did a Nightfall this morning. Right? And we did it on the highest level we could at this point. Yeah, and both me and Sammy, and both me and Sammy didn't get a single piece of masterworking material.
Why are you leaving me out of this? I didn't get any either.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. Okay, all three of us. 3 people, 3 chances, 1 encounter, nobody got any materials. That's insanely low for something that's supposed to be that difficult and give you those rewards. That is unacceptable.
Yeah, it's still some absurdly low number of percentage to get anything out of it. I can't remember what it is, but when the Grandmasters come out on Tuesday, your completion of Platinum, Gold, and Silver now have a higher chance of dropping exotics.
Ooh.
Platinum level will now guarantee you 1 Ascendant Shard with a small chance of a second one, and it will guarantee you 4 Enhancement Prisms with a moderate chance of 1 to 2 additional. If you do it at Gold, you'll get 2 Enhancement Prisms with a moderate chance for 2 more, and completions silver gives you a small chance at 2 enhancement prisms. So at least there is some level of you are guaranteed to get something if you do these at these higher levels. You actually complete it at the gold and platinum level. You will get some materials out of this guaranteed.
See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see what it is, right? So that level Nightfall is what, 1100 light, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's pretend I'm not mistaken, and it's about 1100.
So it's set at 1100. I believe you're capped at 1075.
Okay. 1075, and I'm guessing what gold is what above 150,000 probably. I'm sorry, platinum is above 150,000 maybe. We'll just take a shot from the dark. It's probably something absurd.
It all has to do with how many champions you kill, isn't it? Isn't it all champion based? If you kill every champion, you get platinum. If you kill some champions, I thought it was all tied to the champions.
You might be right.
If you kill every, because I've killed every champion and gotten platinum every time, no matter what our score was.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Okay.
It's tied. There's 100,000 with the different bounties for that. But if the different levels of completion are, do you kill every single champion, or do you let one get away, or do you skip one?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely gonna be worth your while to get your team of 3 together, load up your unstoppables and your overflows and whatever, or overloads, whatever else is going to need, and do that. Yeah. And blue reminds us that your rewards are influenced by the percentage of champions down. So again, you kill all your champions, you get your platinum, you're going to get a higher percentage chance at something, an exotic or the other rewards.
I appreciate it. My default setting is Bungie screwed us, so thank you for pointing that out, both of you. Because most of the time Bungie did screw us. So in this particular instance, I can see that I was wrong.
Understanding the game type, even if it sucks, even if it's still glitchy or buggy, understand it. So what were you going to say? Or did we totally... I lost track.
So we were talking about doing the Grandmaster Nightfalls, and a couple of us are planning on doing it, see if we can. I think we can. It's just getting to the right light levels. It's a slog.
Yeah. Now I wonder, because I know there was the Nightfall this week, I know there was some issue where people are seeing like the boss not spawn periodically. I know DMG was looking back on that. And then there was a Nightfall they took out last week because it wasn't working at proper light level, which I'm guessing they're not fixing. But because I know for the Conqueror title, it's all, I can't remember if it's a subset of the total Nightfalls in the game or just if it's a subset of the ones where they give you for the Conqueror title.
Last season it was 6. You needed 6 of them.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. 6 of however many there were. And I see Blue frantically typing over here. Okay. Yeah. Just wondering is like, hopefully you don't have to get through the one where the boss doesn't spawn or something like that.
I don't know, Blue. It's up to you, bud. If you want to join the PC side, happy to have you.
I highly recommend it.
Unless you're a big Crucible fan, then stay on Xbox.
No, Blue is a huge Gambit fan. We discussed this when he got his Dredgen title last week. He is a massive
this morning too.
He is a massive fan of the Drifter. It's his favorite character in the game. He loves Gambit. If you need Gambit Sherpa, Blue is your man.
He really
Oh,
is.
Wow. All right. That's good to know.
We had this discussion this morning, Fuzz, when I told you he had the title, and you said, well, I do too. I'm like, yeah, but he really loves the Drifter.
Absolutely.
Read the room, Respawn.
What?
I'm trying to play like I didn't know he hated Gambit and be like, oh man, I'm going to go ask Blue to run me through Gambit.
Look, I can't read a room if I'm illiterate, okay? Jesus.
He's colorblind. He can't see the colors. It ruins everything.
I'm not fully colorblind, you spaz. Just enough.
Colorblind enough to not see the room, that's all.
Yeah, well, that's true, I guess.
I mean, he's colorblind enough to not see ledges and mountaintop himself to death.
No, it wasn't the ledges that was killing me. It was the
no.
enemies popping up closer than what I thought that they were.
So are you also looking in the mirror where things may be closer than they actually are? Because really just blowing yourself up, that's just because you're in the Fr0zen clan. That's actually a prerequisite for entry.
No, that's Fr0zen Xbox. Because whenever we do raids together and I have mountaintop or whatever, I don't kill myself.
Oh,
right?
No.
Do that.
It's still a prerequisite to entry. It doesn't matter what platform you're
Now, on a similar vein, I'm gonna interrupt you guys. So, Respawn, you finally did the Prophecy Dungeon for the first time this morning.
Yes.
How did you like that? What did you think of it compared to Pit of Heresy and the Shattered Throne? Like, how do you feel how that one came out?
Okay, so overall, I think Pit of Heresy is easier. But I will say that I like the mechanics in this one. Yeah. The mechanics in this one are kind of cool. I mean, I don't know how to say it. They're both good in their own ways.
Because a number of us on the PC side have been running it weekly for the Pinnacles since it's been out, because we just kind of grind.
Well, okay, yeah. So I like this. I wanted
a fresh opinion.
I like this dungeon aesthetically. I also like that you can get the new escalation weapons from here. So both of those big pluses for this particular encounter. I only got one piece of armor, so I can't judge how the armor looks yet, right? But from the first few encounters were super easy. Literally, the light and dark moat thing is probably the easiest way to clear an encounter I've ever seen, right? Visually, it's gorgeous. The fact that you can ride sparrows, the fact that you have to ride sparrows in some of these parts is really nice. Any way to further incorporate the use of sparrows. And then riding the sparrows through the desert with all the dunes where you get to jump all those ramps, that's pretty fun, right? Overall, I think this encounter is more fun than the Pit of Heresy. But I think that Pit of Heresy's mechanics are, I guess in some way, they're a little easier, right?
Throw in Shattered Throne there. Of the 3 dungeons we have, which is your favorite?
Yeah, no, I still, this one, yeah, because I hated Shattered Throne. I like the Pit of Heresy way more than the Shattered Throne. I don't know why. I just did. And if I like this better than the Pit of Heresy, then, yeah, definitely this one.
It's all the running in Shattered Throne, I think.
It's not just the running. I wasn't a fan of it. I like that. I like the area that the Shattered Throne takes place in, but I didn't like the dungeon. I didn't like the encounter. The only time I ever went in the Shattered Throne is when I had to. But when the Pit of Heresy came out, I thought that was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed the Pit of Heresy, and now that I'm doing this one, I actually enjoy doing this. Except for that boss and him knocking you back like that's not fun. That's not fun. I like the final boss in the Pit of Heresy more than this boss. Honest opinion there. But aside from the final boss in this dungeon, I like this whole dungeon better.
So Blue brings up a good point that some people have a hard time getting a 6-man group together for raids and stuff, as Fr0zen Xbox tends to. And having these dungeons, like the challenging 3-man content, is actually a really good thing to have for a lot of players.
Yeah, definitely agree. Because I can't tell you the number of times, and really this whole season, that I've been on solo or with one person is 99+% of the time. I think I've been on with like 2 other guys one night when we were grinding some nightfalls for rewards and stuff, but I've been mostly a solo player this season just because of my work schedule and everything else. And it's nice to know, you can grab 3 people and go do some hard PvE content where there's a reason to do it. There's a new, even if it's not the loot, it's just a new experience to have. Because while I don't much care for Destiny's story, I like the new set pieces. I like the new content I can play with it. So yeah, having 3-person things you can do that's not. I'm sorry, the Nightfalls. No, I'm sure Blue will drag me into some of them for the Grandmaster, but I don't enjoy them. I've done them a trillion times and just making them harder to. But the new dungeon set pieces are really cool, and I really enjoyed the. I haven't been through the Prophecy Dungeon, but I've seen enough other people playing it and talking about it. I like that aesthetic. I like that sort of like of the 9 aesthetic that sort of the Reckoning had. And,
you got to play it, because I watched the YouTubers too. As I also watch the YouTubers like you're talking about, but it's different when you experience it.
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Blue said it feels so much smaller to him, and I agree with the first few encounters. It didn't feel long to me until the cube room and the sparrow ribbons. Right. Like that was a really long race, and I'm. Right as I said, oh my God, how long is this going to go? And then I got abducted, right? And Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But you should try it. Absolutely try it, man.
Yeah, we want to.
guys-
I definitely want to. Well, now that I think I'm at 1050 something. I'm finally above 1050, so now I feel like I could go in and stand a chance. Versus before, it's like, yeah, no, you're gonna get killed real quickly.
Yeah, you're a Titan with a bubble. You'll be fine. Just don't stand in the fire.
That's what I learned from your experience this morning. Don't stand in the fire. Fire bad.
And if your orb is dead and it's getting shot by all the knights, and the knights are setting your orb on fire,
Go put it
please,
back in the fire.
whoever's on your team, don't revive him while he's in the fire.
No. You revive Respawn while the ghost is chilling in the fire, so he respawns and burns to death again immediately.
I just said not to do that.
It gets the absolute best reactions.
No, it doesn't. No.
10 out of 10 would do again.
He's just getting charged with light every time he respawns you in fire and you die, and then he gets charged with light to something charged with light.
Oh,
Blue,
see, no,
you
I
could not do
don't.
this, Disney. Shut up.
I don't
Stay out
do
of this.
charge with light builds.
Oh no, I don't either, and I barely understand how it works. But I saw some video this week where it's like if you revive somebody, that you get some perk for some number of seconds. So I was like, yeah, just farm respawn for kills and revives. Get your charge.
Oh
with
my
light
god, are you serious?
benefits.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
Oh, well, now I'm on board.
it was
No,
called
no,
it
you're
was
not.
called the farm respawn for kills build. I don't know what charge of light thing it is. 'Cause-
If I
cause-
actually see
we're-
that build on a YouTube channel, I'm blaming you for that.
We're going to call it the Respawn's Respawn.
there we go.
And yeah, we're gonna make it go Destiny viral.
No one respawns in D2. You have to change
Yeah.
your name and everything.
No, my name is already accurate because nobody respawns. My name means no one respawns in real life, right? So
And
if
you're not gonna respawn in
you're
Destiny either.
if you're interacting with my orb just so that I die again, technically I'm not respawning because I just stayed dead the whole freaking time.
Well, you have to come back to die again.
I have to live 1,000 lives to die 1,001.
Oh,
Puts a spot
oh!
on me.
I hope Night Demon includes the rage if Peroty was recording at that point.
No.
I don't remember when I hit the button.
You'll have to check because
Yeah.
Blue's saying he can hear the sizzling from here. I'd like to give the audience the sizzling.
Oh, I can almost guarantee you there will be sizzling of respawn somewhere under maybe right about now. Oh, he hears the sizzling. You're in Florida. Of course he hears the sizzling. Come on now.
There was
There's
no
nothing-
sizzling. Shush.
You're in Florida in the summer. They're sizzling.
That's
I rest my
accurate, but that's
case.
not what he's talking about. Oh, you want to? Oh man, listen to this. This is going to get cut out most likely, but where I was at just now in freaking Chicago, it was cool. It was nice to be outside in my hotel room. They let me put the AC down to 50, right? So I was chilling literally this whole week and a half. I catch a plane, I come home, I get to Daytona, I grab my bags off the carousel, I go outside, and I get hit with this heat and humidity, and I swear to God, it felt like somebody kicked me in the chest. It's like, wow. You don't realize how much you hate it until you have to come back to it.
And I could hear the sizzling from here.
Shut up. That is not a thing. Do not start this as a trend. And Demon, do not make that the title. I swear to God.
No, he has his title.
No, Blue. No. I knew Blue was going to say that. You see that? I preemptively said no.
So apparently there's some issue with a contender shell in Leviathan. Something perks not working or allowing you to farm bright engrams incredibly quickly.
Oh yeah, so
They've disabled the Seeker of Brilliance perk.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that's one. So in addition to their normal rewards, encounters all award bright engrams. This chance increases each time no bright engram drops. So yeah, so you can farm bright engrams, and since they've removed the lockout, you can farm all of them. Well, Bungie says no. They hope to have a hot fix in early August, which adds the weekly lockout back to this specific perk. So you can run the show, but you'll be
Early August? So we get 2 weeks with something that Bungie doesn't want us to have?
What?
Wait, is the lockout still going? Like, can we still farm the raids?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the lockout's for this season. I mean, they haven't said otherwise. The lockout, the lift of lockout was for the end of the season. Well, now the end of your season is in November, so they've given you an extra month and a half
Ah,
farm,
now-
to farm
Now
raids.
it's time to get
Taraba,
Telesto
here we
Catalyst.
come.
Now, Telesto Catalyst.
That too, we do need to get that, or at least me and you do. I don't know about the rest of the team.
That's the only thing I want out of any of those dumb raids is that Telesto Catalyst. all I
You
want.
We can-
cannot have it. It'll break Xbox. Your
We
Xbox is not
can
powerful
knock
enough to
that
handle
out in
the Telesto
30
Catalyst.
minutes.
Right.
We
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. I've done a couple of run throughs of everything but the final boss, and it doesn't want to love me, but that's okay. Yeah.
You
no,
can only get that from the dogs, though, right? Why am
No,
I thinking you can
any
only get that
chest. Any chest can
Really?
drop Telesto Catalyst now. Yep.
from Eater Worlds or Spires, whichever raid layer that I've never actually done through because
from?
Yep. It's Eater World.
It's
Spires.
Yeah. No, it's
Spire-
Spire.
No.
Oh no,
Eater
Spire
World
gets
is
the
Telesto.
emote. Yeah.
Spire
You're right.
is the luxurious toast emote and your sleeper stimulate catalyst.
that
I gotta
gun
get that
really
too.
exists. No. So yeah, no. I mean, that's sort of the thing that I think everyone's like, oh, boo-hoo. It's like, no, don't look at it like that. Look at you have more time to farm these raids.
That's right. I know for a fact some of you out there do not have all of these exotics. I know you don't. And if you do, I know you don't have all of the freaking emotes and the freaking catalysts, right? So no boo-hoo. Get out there, get it done.
And this is where I'm going to tell you, if you're on PC, go hunt these guys down. They raid a lot. They raid competently, and everyone but Respawn is able to stay alive in them. So you should hook up with them.
In the raids, I'm
Good
fine.
things.
Apparently, the dungeons, I'm having issues with survivability.
Yeah, so the dungeon get on fire, and this is where also throw our plug for the 100.io. We have a little group that we've set up with Guardian Hub and Guardian Downcast because they're also on PC and Xbox and PS4 for you PlayStation people for some reason. And they're also active raiders and putting together raid groups here. If you're going, hey, I want to get through this. I want some raid help. Don't come to me, but come to the PC folks. They can help get you through it. Or they can point you to the direction of competent Xbox folks, which is apparently Night Demon. I heard he's been running Scourge of the Past these couple weeks as he's been taking his Brexit from us. So he will be our raid Sherpa on the way back.
One raid.
So not only can you have an angry British man yelling at you when you screw up, it's that British man yelling at you when you screw up, and that just makes it all the better.
Oh! Speaking of which, Peroty, did you see? I didn't let him get to me. Did you see? I controlled myself. Yeah,
Who?
me. Because Demon was trying to get me. He goes, "Hey, Respawn, I got the anarchy." I'm like, "Yeah, so do I." He goes, "Yeah, but it only took me 3 tries." I was like, "You can't make me mad because I have it now." Ha ha ha. He tried to get me. I wouldn't let him. I have evolved.
But we have so many weeks of you being mad, so it doesn't matter. We've got.
Don't take this from me. I have evolved as a person. Okay.
Sorry, Fuzko,
But-
say something before we cut you off.
I was gonna say the Guardian Hub folks are pretty chill. You pop into the Discord; they're usually doing stuff as well. They're a good group to raid with.
Yeah, they're good dudes. I will.
And-
They have also been giving me grief about not having a PC. So one of these days, when there's some extra money, will be a PC at some point.
Oh yeah,
You slummed to have an Xbox now, so I mean, there's that. I don't know if you've actually turned it on, but you've let it come into the house after a 3-month quarantine to sit in the corner to let it warm up to the environment.
it's sitting there. I haven't linked my Xbox Live and Steam accounts to Destiny yet, but by George, I've got it now.
So I think I missed a part of the conversation because I was reading a message that Gator sent me. What did you pre-order? What's happening?
Oh, I have access to an Xbox now.
Oh, just a regular one. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you pre-ordered the new one or something.
No, just
Why would you do that?
Just so on a random whim, I could drag the 2 Titans and a Hunter group through a raid.
No. No, I know how to do them. You don't have to drag me anywhere. All right.
Yes, Respawn is our Sherpa, and Blue is our Gambit Sherpa. That's how it works out.
And I'm not being a Sherpa anymore. I've learned that lesson. No. Let Fuzz take us through.
Yeah, we don't let Respawn explain things. He doesn't explain things so good.
Well, no, that's not the point. You weren't there whenever I was explaining them how to do it, and Night Demon was very purposefully and specifically doing the exact opposite thing I was telling him to do. The whole raid.
It was so good. It
So
was a thing of beauty.
So the troll's getting trolled? I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not a troll. I do what I'm told to do. I just put my own spin on it. That's all.
I mean, you can be taught. It is a good attribute to have.
See?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, and none of these raid encounters are like it's never the mechanic getting through them. It's like once someone explains here's what you do, and then you actually do it a time or two to understand. Okay, here's what I do, and here's little parts that I need to understand. That's the easy part. It's getting all of that to work in concert with the 5 other people you're with is where it all goes wrong. And also, all of them having mics is an important part if you're trying to talk to each other.
I've got to add something to that. As someone who's been raiding quite a bit recently, like last weekend, I did a dozen Crown of Sorrow raids to get my Terabah finally. You are fighting bugs,
right?
First and foremost, the bugs are your biggest hindrance. Second is communication. Then third is your mechanic timing with the people. Fourth is.
I would say
competency, and then fourth would be the actual mechanics.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And by the way,
the bigger problem is
we've discovered. I say we. Fuzz discovered, and I realized that he was entirely correct. Is that these problems that he just mentioned? They're not additive, right? It's not this plus this plus this plus this. No. For each one of those things that you introduce, it becomes exponentially more difficult. Not additively more difficult. So it is not a fun time if more than one of those things are working against you.
So we're all living in a land of and not or, is what you're trying to tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you've got someone who doesn't do something right because they didn't make a call and you get a bug, 95% of the time you are just straight. You might as well wipe and try again.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you did everything right, and then inexplicably things just don't happen.
Yeah,
because we had been doing Garden of Salvation pretty hard for quite a while, and every now and again you get the boss glitch where you just can't damage him, or the tethers don't take. Not because the pylon's not filled, but you see the tether attached to the boss, and it just sits there. What do? You die. You wipe. It's nothing.
Or even with this prestige that we just did, Leviathan Prestige, right? You know how you probably don't know this, but the Prestige Leviathan, whenever you hit the corresponding thing that you need to hit to get transported into the Void Room, and somebody comes out of the Void Room, 2 of us on 2 separate occasions were killed via teleportation. So as we're being teleported into the Void Room, we teleport in dead.
Or they get teleported in above the wall that prevents you from being vacuumed into space.
Yeah.
So they teleport in above the wall and just immediately get vacuumed out. It was absolutely maddening.
Yep.
That's a new one.
Again, exponential, not additive.
Right. Well, but don't worry, because Bungie is working on resolving bugs. Look at that sweet, sweet transition. Because on Tuesday, July 14th, they released 2.9.1.1 to players, which apparently fixed the Wither Horde's projectile randomly appearing on screen when using abilities or when the weapon was stowed away.
No!
Allegedly, it was fixed. This is a fun one for Respawn standing in the fire. The reassigned interact button didn't revive players on custom controller schemes. You go to res your friend, and your friend just stays dead. You can't res them.
And now you're dead because you're standing in the fire trying to res them.
They fixed the issue on the glide jump canceling. That was the Warlocks and Titans auto jumping after. So now they can land and stay on the ground.
Nice.
Hunters, you're now able to kneel after dodging when using the hold crouch. But apparently you stood when you're using the toggle crouch. Apparently you can now kneel and teabag as you always have.
Yes, and it's much better on PC because on Xbox, you double tap the crouch button, you dodge. On PC, that's a whole different button, so you can double tap that crouch all you want to. Not that I do or anything.
Not that we'd ever do such a thing. Just like the fencing salute emote allowing players to get out of the environment, that's been fixed. The Emissary Whisperer triumph has been removed. Apparently, I think it was in the Prophecy Dungeon, there was some sort of Emissary Whisperer you could go and interact with. Well, no, you couldn't. So they just took the Triumph out because you can't do it. It's just broken. And apparently players getting stuck in the dungeons hallways between the Wasteland and Hexahedron areas have been fixed. So still can't stand in the fire, but apparently if you were getting stuck in the hallway, now you won't be stuck in the hallway.
Hey,
Okay.
that's something we've had issues with. You have to
Really?
load out and load back in.
Oh, very good. So yeah, so that was hopefully fixed Tuesday. So we'll cross our fingers. Things that still aren't fixed. As we mentioned, our Contenders Ghost Shell Seeker Brilliance perk, they took that out because it was not locking out like it should. Some players still can't get the means to an end quest to progress. They're continuing their investigation. You can progress this part of the quest by using an alternate character or joining somebody who's already in the mission, because it's apparently starting the mission itself that's bugged, not anything in the mission once you're in there. Players who didn't claim the reward for completing their means to the end of the previous week will be locked out from getting the next week. You still have to acquire it. You still have to go complete it before it gets unblocked for you. Players unable to launch the interference mission may be able to play through and complete it by, again, joining somebody else already in the mission. And beaver errors on Steam, still a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. So they're still looking into the beaver errors on Steam. There's a whole bunch of known issues. We'll put that in the show notes, that whole link of known issues, or list of known issues.
Beavers are just the best when you're in the middle of a boss fight and you lose someone who's doing something crucial to a beaver. Thanks, Bungie.
Wait, hold on. Let me guess. Reading the room here, that was sarcasm, right? Was that sarcasm? That was sarcasm.
Ah, look at you.
I did a thing! Yay!
I just want to know what crucial things you're doing to a beaver.
That's not within the scope of this podcast because we have to keep everything below an R rating.
That's our Nat Geo podcast. Tune in next week. So it sounds like we've made it through the TWAB here in record 6 hours. So does Respawn have any roundup for us to give us greater clarity, or people moaning about the things being delayed?
No roundup this week for realsies.
No roundup. No roundup. No one. There's no
There's
roundup.
a subtweeting though. Did you read the subtweeting at the end of your known issues?
No. What's the subtweeting all about?
Well, it says a few weeks back, I challenged Cosmo to write better headlines for the Movie of the Week section. His answer: players adapted for movies. Not bad. This was an obvious reference to our favorite musical recently hitting a streaming service, but I still think, now that I've gotten that off my chest, let's watch some Space Magic, Movie Magic. And then there's the two weekly movies that I spoke about earlier. Past that, it says if you're looking to score a Movie of the Week emblem, make sure to submit your movie to the creations page on Bungie.net. It says here, throw a link to your Bungie.net profile in the description. I don't think we will. And we'll shoot you an emblem for your troubles if your creation is chosen. Major announcement like the one we dropped today creates new questions. We know that you also want answers to some of the other questions you've been asking since the original reveal of Beyond Light. However, those answers were hard to come by in recent weeks because I can read a thing while we refactored our deadlines and development cycles. The good news is that we now have more time to tell you everything you need to know about how this expansion will change Destiny 2 in the weeks and months to come. We will share all the information you need to plan your game time. We will share all the information you need to plan your game time leading up to November 10th. Much love, Damage04. And that's it.
Bungie link.
And FYI, if you haven't seen those this week, they're worth watching. I can tell you that.
Take it from Respawn. He wouldn't lie to you. He wouldn't hurt you like that.
I would absolutely lie to you guys. Just know, if it benefited me, I would lie to you like I got paid for it. And if I was getting paid for it, I would lie to you guys. Just so we're clear.
So what do you guys think about the, now that the season's getting pushed back a whole big, month plus, what do you think of are they going to make the next season shorter? Are they going to keep the 3-season format? What do you guys think about the 3 month seasons? Do you think those are too long, too short? don't care at all.
I think they're too short because I haven't been able to finish a lot of this crap in some of these seasons. That's me though. So
If it's anything like last season, I don't want it.
you want it to be longer or shorter?
I'd rather have a longer season with something more than go build satellites forever.
Yeah, that was a whole thing that I played and largely just ignored. I don't think I did a single Seraph Tower during that whole section at all.
I definitely did a bunch.
Yeah, I think I burned myself out a little bit on those last the two seasons before that.
You have the fourth horseman, don't you?
Who?
You.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. So you had to have done some of the towers.
Well, yeah. No, I did the towers. I just didn't do the towers during the whole community. Go play 1 trillion towers. Oh, actually, we meant 500 billion because numbers are hard. I skipped that whole thing, which is why. If you were going to make us do all these towers, put that in at the beginning of the season. That's sort of what I get irritated with, is if you're going to make this part of like the seasonal story, put it in from the get-go or put it in early on while people are playing the new content. Don't let us get burned out on 2.5 months or 2 months of content and then go, play this content we gave you 3 months ago. It's very important now. No, it's not.
I'd rather have 2, seasons, give me a dungeon and something else, but look, if I have to keep doing these towers, man, it
sucks. It's not good, man. It's not good, especially when you have to depend on randoms, like not just like 3 randoms, like a strike or something, but a lot of randoms to get this done. The more blueberries you have to depend on, the worse it is. So I mean,
yeah. So do you think if we had like a same? No, I'm not Bungie. We're not asking for the same thing again. But if instead of doing all the tower nonsense last season, if we were playing the Contact, basically mini Gambit event this season, since I know all your great love of Gambit, do you think it'd be better if it was a different activity? And obviously part of the problem was nobody wants to grind the same content 1,000 times. But do you think that part of the problem was what the content was we were grinding? Like if it were go play Contact a bunch of times and do that public event, would that make it better? Or does it just suck no matter what the activity is?
There needs to be some variety, some spice to the activity. Like this one, we're getting a weekly mission on top of everything. That's actually been really fun. I'm enjoying the story component to it. It's not, hey, go grind 900,000 satellites because the story there felt so incredibly disjointed for what actually we got with the Almighty falling.
Oh, you thought that was disjointed? Not the Hunter, not the Titan Olympics.
All right, dude, I don't want to touch that. That
because that was the most out of place thing I've seen in forever. Hey, there's a big crisis going on. This ship is careening towards Earth. We're all gonna die. Let's have some Olympics. What?
Track and field, everyone.
Titan track and field. Let's do it. Do it.
Yeah, but no, I'm definitely enjoying the story components. The fact that there's a little bit more to this has been really, really nice than, go grind Seraph Towers forever.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the Destiny lore. I really do. Like I'm a big fan of Bife and his recaps and
Mylan Games, all those guys.
Yeah, it's definitely good stuff. Great lore.
You love Respawn story time.
We haven't had a Respawn story time in a while. Does Respawn have a story time for us this week?
All I got to do is continue reading, dude, if y'all want it. Last week you didn't want it. Oh, also, I was in an airport, but...
the airport was the best part of the whole thing. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Dude, going back and listening to it, that timing, when she said, party of 4, that was perfect timing. Whatever, I digress. But yeah, I mean, anytime you want to have it do it, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, that was sort of my curiosity. I'm only about halfway through the seasonal thing. I think I just passed level 52 or something on the season pass. So that's that's where I am in the season. Don't have the time to play, so I'm taking much more casually. So I don't feel burned out by the contact public events and stuff. I was just curious. Yeah, I think part of the problem last season, I didn't care for the Seraph Towers. Like I played them a few times, and I was like, okay, I'm done. If I never do these again, we're good. I think that was part of the issue.
You're a subcategory though. You just admitted it because you haven't played very much. You don't feel burnt out, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, Well, that's why I wanted to ask. Ask you guys who have been playing much more of this and doing the harder content and being more involved and engaged is, it felt like at least this, like Fuzko said, there's a season, there's a weekly reason to go do this content. It's not just here it is, go play 1,000 parts of it. They built it into something bigger, which is what I feel like we've been asking for partially is give me a reason beyond it's there, go do it. And there's some vague story, hand waving nonsense in the distance. It's coming for you.
Also, the weapons feel rewarding this season.
The Ikelos ones, or in general?
Fallen Guillotine, the Ikelos weapons.
Yeah.
Hell's
the
that
pulse
name?
rifle's really good.
Cold Denial.
That one, yeah.
Great pulse rifle. Like I'm enjoying the weapons this season. I haven't enjoyed most of the seasonal weapons in the last couple.
And I was talking about it earlier. The Iron Banana auto rifle. I have one that's got the longer you fire, the more stable it gets. Got a little yin yang symbol. God.
Yeah, whichever iron thing.
My memory sucks today, and it also came with the iron grip. So my particular role, I've got really high stability, really high range, and it feels like I said before. It feels like the breakneck. When it was on its fastest speed and doing the highest damage all the time.
Oh.
And I was very happy about this season's Iron Banner auto rifle.
Yeah, like I just unlocked the Cold Denial, the pulse rifle, and I don't even know what I got whatever one the pass gives me, and it's stable. I like it. Like it, I've relied on my bygones for so long for so many different things, and now I'm going by who? By bygones. Who cares about you? I have a new gun. It's a new hotness. And yeah, it's, I mean, like everyone has said, before I got mine, it's good. It's really good. And I'm happy to see, I don't know if Bungie, obviously Bungie knew they were going to, take our old weapons away and sunset a bunch of them. And I'm glad they actually have given us good stuff in replacement. It wasn't just like, hey, we're taking these away. Here's all respun weapons that you already had 1,000 of. Hopefully you don't hate us.
Or reskinned or something.
Blue makes a good point as well here. The exotics we've gotten so far this season, the Wither Horde and the Ruinous Effigy, man, they feel good.
Yeah, they do. The
Ruinous
Effigy we don't have, but the Wither Horde is fun. It is a lot of fun.
They feel good. They're fun to play with. And you know what? I'm going to keep using them. I enjoy it.
And the Effigy, like we were talking about, as soon as you get the Effigy, man, it's going to change your life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my plan for this next week is to go play my Gambit and get my kills. I'm looking forward to it. And also, when you and Blue were talking last week about your hunt with Respawn about finding the ghost fragments, Bungie, thank you for letting me open my ghost up and it's saying, hey, it's over here. Hey, it's over there. As opposed to having to pull up a YouTube video and go, okay, I have to jump up here and go to this ledge and go over here. Put the thing I need to find in the game.
Oh,
thank you for finally doing that. Because honestly, half the reason I had put that off, I was just slaughtering the marionettes. Going here, let me get this done, then I'll go find pull up the YouTube video and spend 3 hours following YouTube videos to find these obscure little hiding places. The fact I could just open the ghost when I was on Titan and go, oh look, there's one over here. I can just find it in the game and don't have to rely on a video was phenomenal. Like that was
the only
wonderful.
way they could make that better, right? Because our ghost just knew what this energy fragment was, right? Which I thought was a little kind of off. It's like, how does he just know about it, right? But if they have the mechanic where once you find the first one, he scans it, and at that point he can identify where the hell the rest of them are. For everything, even Sabattoon's eyes, right? As soon as you find the first eye, have the ghost scan it. Now he's gonna know where they are, right?
Right. Yeah. Or kill your first or second marionette, and a ghost fragment drops. Oh, hey, let me kill 2 more marionettes to charge it up or whatever. Now you can find the rest. Build into the game because that's a very Bungie thing. Oh, you got this thing, charge it up to use it. Yeah, I was dreading that part so much because I do all this stupid crap. I do all this, pull up the YouTube video and watch where everybody goes and then retrace my path 9 times because I never do it in order.
Mm-hmm.
I was dreading that part of the stupid quest line. But it was, now that I finally time to do it, it was so easy just to go to the planet. I think I had to look up the local one because I just didn't get, it was over in like a corner of IO that I just didn't go too far enough to show up. But it was so nice not having to hunt for these stupid things outside the game. Just being able to play the game on one screen was such a nice thing. And it feels stupid saying that, but it's so nice.
It is nice. And shout out to Gadad, who couldn't even figure out how to open his ghost to find the damn things. My son, when I took him to do the same thing, Gadad, it took him all of 3 seconds to figure out where they are with his ghost. Okay? Stop being lazy, Gadad. I'm not your freaking Sherpa. Open your damn ghost.
As Blue says, Star Trek's tricorder was able to identify unknowns 40 years ago.
Oh my God. I love the reference, Blue. You're so amazing today.
No, it you know what? Bringing that up hurts because right now I'm trying to wrap up all of the sleeper caches on Mars.
Oh, my deepest condolences to you, sir. I still have one, and I gave up. I'm never going to get the last one. No, not doing it.
Another good thing they did this season, since you were bringing it up earlier, Fuzko, is not only are they making the weapons worthwhile, right? But I personally love how they took D1's exotic weapons and made them legendaries in this season, right? Except for the solar one, the solar sword, right? The Void exotic sword, where you spin to win and things die.
Yeah,
Guess what? It's a legendary. Thank you. Yeah, it's a legendary this season. The other one with the spinning electric disc of doom, and everybody that's out there, I know you yell at me about what the name is, and I never remember, and I can hear you yelling at me from your cars. Please stop. I know my memory sucks, but the sword where you sling electric frisbees at people, that was an exotic in D1, and it is now a legendary in D2. I was a huge fan of that. I know I give Bungie a bunch of crap, but that decision was a good one.
Yeah, again, they've done a lot of good this season, and I just really hope they keep with the trend.
Yeah, I'm really happy that Luke Smith's whole, we're going to work on the foundation to make these changes, and it's going to be slow, but we're going to get there. I cautiously want to say it seems like it's bearing fruit. It seems like we're actually, getting the improvements to the game at a game level. Not, here's a shiny new thing to go do for 3 months before we take it away forever.
Yeah, right. And whenever you look at the sword, I was thinking, oh my God, they gave us this sword. I'm never going to use anything else. And then they come up with like other things, like the super exotics, right? The super exotics, right? Like, oh yeah, what am I going to do now that I've got the Dark Drinker as a legendary? Holy crap! Now I have the freaking Wither Horde, right? Oh my God, first it was the Catalyst for the bow, right? I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to use anything else. And then the Wither Horde came out. I'm like, oh, this is so good. And now the freaking Ruinous Effigy. It's like, wow, they are stepping it up for the weapons that they're bringing out, and big props, big kudos.
They Respawn's been asking for a bow catalyst for how many weeks, how many seasons now? And he got one and is now put it down immediately because you gave him better. That's a testament more than anything else to the quality of what they're doing. Yeah. I mean, when I think about Ariana's Vow and Tommy's book versus the Wither Horde and the Ruinous Effigy, it's like the exotic game, and that was the problem with the exotic. Hand cannon. Oh, we get another whatever. It's like they were churning them out because I felt it almost feels like well, they have to give us an exotic something. These actually feel exotic. These feel good, and they are fun, and they're stupid, and they're great. And I hope that continues. I hope whoever's in charge of exotic creation stays, person or team, whatever, stays with them because they're just really good. And I want the Ruinous Effigy. It's fun. It's dumb. The Wither Horde
making good decisions, and whoever's in charge of him is allowing him to make these decisions
because he's at home going rogue.
Yeah. By the way, in case you didn't know, Bungie didn't even know about the Ruinous Effigy and the Wither Horde. Bungie was just as surprised as we were.
We ordered another hand cannon. These aren't hand. Come on now.
It may look like a grenade launcher, but I promise you it's a hand cannon. What about this one, the Ruinous Effigy? That was supposed to be a freaking scout rifle. It is a scout rifle. This is not the final product. This picture is just a work in progress, okay? Ignore the picture. That's not what it is. Psych. Anyway.
All right. That's about all I have. Maybe we'll have some tips, tricks, builds, and guides. Hopefully, in the finished product, right about here is where you'll hear Night Demon's lovely voice telling you about all the builds you should do this week and all the YouTube videos he watched so you didn't have to.
Right.
Or maybe you won't. So you're going to get what you're going to get. You can be surprised like the rest of us.
Let me go ahead and add to that. Night Demon. MTash just put out a video of the best PvP weapon. It's the Ikelos submachine gun. If you've already made your list, add that because it just came out a few minutes ago. If you don't have your list, put it on there. It's pretty good. So
you know he has a list. It's just a matter of does he get a moment to record. He didn't send me the list. He said he would record it, hopefully. So you're either going to get a list or you're not going to get a list, and you get to be surprised with the rest of us.
And if we're not going to be there when you read this list, please don't be monotone, okay? We don't want people falling asleep towards the end of the show because apparently sometimes there's freaking songs at the end.
Oh, oftentimes.
That's the best part.
Hello, podcast people. It is me, the missing host, Night Demon, in my plain, monotone voice, delivering the tips, tricks, guides and builds just for you. Anyway, let's just get on with it because me winding up Respawn at this point and we know that he doesn't listen to it doesn't really matter. So, and Respawn, you can't just add a video without watching it, so I'm not going to add the one that you said about MTash because just to spite you really. Plus, Error has an even better one, which we'll start off with. So if you are interested in getting a good god roll of the Ikelos submachine gun, then Error has the guide for you. So for builds, we have Plunder the Booty with the best Warlock PvE build for soloing the dungeon. This is mainly based on the fact that the guys were talking about the dungeons and doing that, and there are a lot of people that are trying to solo it. I watched Fallout Plays have a go and bang his head many, many times before he actually did it. And Plunder the Booty's put a good build together with Bottom Tree Voidwalker with the Nezarec Sin Exotic Helmet, which its exotic perk is Void Damage Kills Increase Ability Energy Recharge Rates, so you can get a really fast super, which is really good. Now, he uses this using the Ruinous Effigy, the Mountaintop and the Wendigo, but you don't necessarily need that. You can do whatever's comfortable for you. And I watched when I was watching that one, I came across Fallout Plays' tips, tricks on how to solo the Flawless Prophecy dungeon. And the main takeaway from that is it's going to take you more than one go. And I realised that trying to solo the Shattered Throne dungeon over and over again, you are going to die many, many times, and you're going to try so many times at all the different encounters. And rather than kind of give up after the first encounter, go through it and just try and play each section as many times as you can, because you will get better at it. Although, you know, RNG, as Fallout says, there are many different spawns of knights. Sometimes they charge you down, sometimes they don't. It's completely random. So you've got Plunder the Booty with the best Warlock guide, and you've also got Fallout Plays tips and tricks on how to solo Flawless the Prophecy dungeon. So also, Error has put a Starfire Protocol combo which changes everything. So this is again on the Warlock, but this is using 2 fusion grenades which basically give you instant reload. So where we had back in the beginning of Destiny 1, you could put down a well or you could put down a rally barricade and you could have, you know, there would be unlimited bullets going into your guns. You wouldn't have to reload. It would be really cool. And Error's found that with the Starfire Protocol and specking out with the Sunsinger, you can basically throw a grenade and then have an instant reload, and they'll throw out another grenade, and he shows you with different weapons, and he shows you in different encounters of how it can work. So it's a really good video to watch. I Bet On Me has got a best PvP hunter build, and this is also tips to improve your KD with mobility and resilience. Cheese Forever has got a triple explosion Nova Warp glitch for PvP and PvE. This is going to be with the Ruinous Effigy, but this is going to get patched very, very quickly, I think, or something's going to be blocked, either the Ruinous Effigy or something else. And then following on from last week, where we had all the different guides for the raids, because that's a main thing of the new triumphs this season, Datto has got an ultimate raid farming guide. It's not as in-depth as some of the other ones, but he goes over the basics very, very quickly for the 5 raids that you need to know. And then also with that, if you have been lucky to get a new weapon, say the Taraba from the Crown of Sorrow raid, Errol has got a Taraba guide for 2020. Now with this, he shows you what the exotic submachine gun can do and what damage it can output, and it looks really, really cool. So if you've been interested in getting into these raids and seeing these weapons, everybody goes on about the Anarchy, the grenade launcher from Scourge of the Past, but Taraba looks like a very good submachine gun that you could use in certain situations, and again, because the raid's going away, it's one to look out for. And as I said, Errol has got a guide for you to have a look at what it does now. And then over the last week, I've been playing in a lot of raids and going on LFG and having a look at what I can actually do and try and complete some of these triumphs. And I've come across a lot of different strategies for certain encounters in the raids, and these have changed over time from when I first did Leviathan and when I first did like the Crown of Sorrow. Various different elements have changed, and I've gone away and had a look to see if I could find some of the strategies. Anybody's put these strategies on YouTube for you to see how they actually work, because I found it really interesting. Like I'll give you an example. There's a Riven cheese at the moment that's going around with the swords. So the falling guillotine, putting wells down, and just swording Riven's foot to death. Now, before that, it was like shooting eyes and things like that. So I don't think I've actually done a proper Riven encounter in the Last Wish legitimately. Every time I've gone in there, each group has gone, right, we're doing it this way. And, I've just gone along with it. So this week that I've just played, the groups that I've joined are doing this Riven well bubble sword kill. I went away and I found a video by Grey Gaming on how to cheese Riven in Season of Arrivals. Now this goes over the strategies and what you kind of need to do as a team. Really straightforward and simple to watch. So go and watch that one. And then there was Shenzi, I think this is Shenzi, how to easily one-phase all the Crown of Sorrow bosses. So this is Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the Crown of Sorrow boss. Now, again, this was something that I wasn't aware of until I actually got into the raids and went along with the groups on LFG this last week. There is a strategy with using the Legend of Acrius shotgun that you can get from the Leviathan. When you first, there is a quest to get it if you haven't got it. You can use that and shoot the big guy's knee. And again, this is using a Warlock well. You can shoot his knee, like multiple of you kind of just shooting his knee with the shotgun, because it's very, very powerful. And you can literally one-phase him with this strategy. And then Respawn and Fuzko. This one should help you guys. I came across a really interesting strategy for the Prestige version of the Leviathan for the Void Room. Now, this is a strategy, apparently a lot of people know about it, is using the Black Talon sword. So when you're in the Void Room, rather than doing the callouts, so you don't have to switch people from the Throne Room to the Void Room, if you have a Black Talon, full ammo of course, you can just sword swipe back away from Callus's like suction all the way down to the end when he stops, and then kill the skulls that come out of his mouth. Now there is a trick to it with killing the scions that are in the bubbles as you're kind of flying towards his mouth, but you can use the Black Talon's projectiles to kill those, or as the guy in the video shows you, you can use your super. So this is what we use as a strategy to one phase Ikelos in Prestige, and this was new to me, so I thought it would be quite interesting because there, in the video guides that we highlighted last week, a lot of these, not to say cheeses, but these strategies that have developed over time, a lot of people don't go back and say this is this and this is this. So it's very rare that you actually find somebody saying you can do this on YouTube. So this one was by Biscuit Monster 1, and this was skipping the callouts for the Prestige Ikelos sword strap. So I thought that would be interesting for you guys to have a look at. Anyway, back to the guys in the studio. No, because they've already recorded it. Never mind. You know what I mean. Back to them guys.
I think we can wrap it up unless you want to do a lore reading. I leave that up to you.
How long have we been recording this far?
Hour and a half-ish of actual show, something like that.
Let's leave it for now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the good people have to tune in next week to get more lore. And I think that about does it, unless Fuzko or PeacePipez has anything else they'd like to add or laugh hilariously at or poke fun at us for.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out and putting up with us.
Always a good time. It's a good group.
You say putting up with us, but he loves us. He loves me anyway.
Very good. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. So I wanted to give a couple quick shout outs to, where we are deeply loved. The homeland of Sammy and Andy is Australia, but they don't care about us. But New Zealand this week, we are 33rd in the Apple Podcast Leisure Video Games, and we are 178th overall in the leisure category for New Zealand. So I don't know who they're talking about us in New Zealand to, but keep it up. Good job. US, we're only 144th in the video games. Fallen, Germany 183, Russia 118, Spotify. For some reason, Ireland loves us on Spotify. Don't know why. Not complaining. Number 78 on that chart. So thank you everybody for listening. And please, if you use Apple Podcasts or have a place to hit a like button, a thumbs up, leave us a review, give us a rating, tell us why we rock, tell us why we suck, tell us why we're wrong. We enjoy doing this and we enjoy hearing from you. And that's by this week. Thank you for joining us. Your Titan is me, Peroty. That's it. Your hunters are Deep Breath, No One Respawns in Real Life, Fuzko, PeacePipez, and our special foreign correspondent, Dredgen Master Bluescreen 42. You can email the show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. You can find the show on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. We're on Instagram at twotitansandahunter, Facebook, twotitansandahunter. See the theme? Go with the theme. I would ask you to join the Powerful Fr0zen clan, but we are too powerful. Our power is overflowing. So I'm going to ask you instead, if you're looking for a raid group, if you're trying to get through some of these things, if you're trying to enjoy all this raiding goodness, go to lfg.frozen.party. lfg.frozen.party. We'll offer raid help, raid hindrance, and trials. There will be trials, but not the kind you're looking for. And lots and lots of big ones. So you can find your favorite Guardian on Xbox Live, Respawn, Fuzko, PeacePipez, and maybe Bluescreen on PC. You can watch the show on YouTube, listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and everywhere fine podcasts are sold. And with that, gents, tell the good people goodbye, good luck, and whatever else you feel like.
Get
Join
good.
the Respawn Army! Let's go! Gosh! Edit that out. Forget it. There's no Respawn Army. I'm leaving. Bye.
Can't manage to keep his foot out of his own damn mouth. Just impressive.
It's just not possible. It just can't be done.
I didn't hear the bangs, did you?
Effigy for the win, indeed. Are you bleeding, sir? Do you need assistance?
No, but I just wanted to make sure whether or not my background noise.
No, your background noise is working so efficiently. Like I said, it kicks out you half the time.
Okay, good. Because I did almost break my glass table. I was so mad at myself.
Yeah, no, don't do that. You can't hit glass. It doesn't work that way.
No, I mean it works. It's just not favorable.
That's all right.